There is a creature on this planet that works non-stop, carries weight up to 50 times its own body mass, lives in societies of millions, never complains, never gives up, and apparently never suffers an emotional breakdown. This creature is not a movie superhero. It is the ant. And scientists are discovering that its secret could completely change. But before we get there, you need to understand something that is going to sound strange. The ant is not okay because its life is easy. Its life is brutal. A worker ant lives an average of 90 days. In that time, it carries leaves, builds tunnels, defends the colony from enemies hundreds of times its size, and sometimes dies in the first week without ever leaving the nest. There is no career choice. There is no weekend. There is no moment to pause, breathe, and wonder if it is satisfied with the direction its life has taken. And yet, neurologically speaking, it operates in a state of balance that researchers describe as functionally stable. No chronic anxiety. No paralysis from overthinking. No feeling of doing everything right and still sensing that something is deeply wrong. How is that possible? The first answer most people would give is simple. Ants do not think, so they do not suffer. But that answer is wrong, and science has already proven it. Ants have a central nervous system. They process information. They make decisions. They respond to new situations in ways that indicate some level of real cognitive processing. In 2016, researchers at the University of Regensburg in Germany published a study showing that ants exposed to prolonged stress displayed measurable behavioral changes. They exist on a spectrum of experience. It is not the same as a human, but it is not zero either. So what protects them? The first twist is this: ants do not avoid suffering. They have a system that prevents suffering from accumulating. And the difference between those two concepts is enormous. Avoiding suffering is what humans try to do all the time, running from difficult situations, postponing decisions, seeking immediate comfort. That, paradoxically, increases anxiety in the long run. Ants do not run. They process and move forward. Their nervous system does not have the structure needed for rumination, which is that human process of replaying the same problem over and over in your head without ever reaching a solution. Rumination is today considered one of the main mechanisms behind clinical depression, and ants simply do not have that mechanism. The second twist is here: what protects the ant is not the absence of thought. It is the presence of clear purpose and unconditional belonging to the group. Every ant knows exactly what its role is. There is no ambiguity. There is no anguish of having infinite options and not knowing which to choose. Research in human psychology repeatedly shows that excess choice increases unhappiness, not the opposite. Barry Schwartz called this the paradox of choice. Ants live the absolute opposite of that paradox. And belonging to the colony is not optional or conditional. It does not depend on performance, appearance, or follower count. It is structural. It is automatic. It is permanent. Humans spent thousands of years living in small groups where that belonging was also automatic. The tribe knew you. It knew your name, your story, your role. Industrialization, urbanization, and now the digital age created a world where it is possible to be connected to millions of people and at the same time feel like you belong nowhere. That is not personal weakness. It is a mismatch between a brain that evolved for one world and the radically different environment in which it operates today. The ant does not solve that problem. It never had it. But it points to something real. The human brain was not built to endure ambiguity of purpose and social isolation at the same time. When the two combine, the system collapses. And depression, in many cases, is not a random chemical failure. It is a signal that something structural is out of place. It does not have more luck than you. It simply operates within a system that leaves no room for collapse. And perhaps the most honest question you can ask yourself today is not how to be happier, but rather, is the system I am living in sustaining me or draining me? If this video made you think about something you did not expect, leave a like and comment what crossed your mind. Tell me what city you are watching from. And subscribe to the channel, because the next stories will surprise you just the same way.